Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Brunchstream. Good to have you here. Doing my old-fashioned kind of YouTube live thing of waiting till I see someone appear on my comment thread to make sure it's actually working. And there's Mr. JM and good pal Tony. All right, so I hope you're all having a good Sunday morning so far. I am, personally. Went to bed relatively early last night, got a good night's sleep. I've already been fed my breakfast tacos by my sweetie Joe, so I'm feeling pretty good. Hey, Trish, how's it going? So, as I've been babbling to you about over the course of maybe the last 8 months, I've been doing my various incarnations of this show. I have plans to record a kind of straight classic country sounding record, and the plan is to do that with my buddy Paul Birch in Nashville. Milwaukee has a lot of great musicians, but not much of a vibrant country scene, so it just is easier to just work with people who play this stuff all the time, and it just comes naturally to them. And of course, Paul, being a Nashville guy, has lots of buddies. But anyway, hey Johanna, hey Martin, hey Dawn. I wonder if Dawn will have her same internet troubles with YouTube Live as she does with the Facebook Live. That'll be interesting to see. So I thought today I would play 8 songs that are going to be on that record. There are a few more that you've heard. I've played all of these before on the show, but it's kind of fun to stick them in whatever order. It's a random order, but to see them as a set that'll eventually appear as the bulk of an album. And this first one is called Fools Suffer. Fools suffer when she walks in, and I was a fool enough to think she meant what she said. The shame is on me. There is no doubt this fool will suffer when she walks out. When she walks into the barroom, like most, I was stunned. But how was I to know? It's like staring at the sun. The shame is on me. There is no doubt this fool will suffer when she walks out. As the drinks and conversation flew, pretty soon the hook was set. You'll go half blind with dreams of a love you'll never get. The shame is on me. There is no doubt this fool will suffer just looked at my screen, and it seems like my big old Bloody Mary is blocking your view of my stellar fingerwork on the guitar. So I'll move that over for all you kids studying how to be a mediocre guitar player at home. Fools suffer. All right. This one was sort of inspired by a story, a news story I can't even remember all the details about, but it was like a pastor down south who is also this just kind of vehement trumper and just kind of vehement douche who would just scream at people for asking him to wear a mask. The lyrics don't get specific about any of that, but that was the inspiration. And it's called Blowing My Top. I think I'm blowing my top, and it's my own damn fault. I've been sold a bill of goods. Now I'm out here in the woods. I think I'm blowing my top, and I'm trying to dodge the shots. All the poison aimed at me comes from my own worst enemy. Now I don't take to being told what I don't want to hear, and I won't deny that I take pride in turning a deaf ear. But lately I've been faced with truths that I can't reconcile. So me and reality are gonna split up for a while. I think I'm blowing my top, and it's my own damn fault. I've been sold a bill of goods. Now I'm out here in the woods. I think I'm blowing my top, and I'm trying to dodge the shots. All the poison aimed at me comes from my own worst enemy. Well, it's getting hard to recognize the man in the bathroom mirror. I'm frightened of the voices that no one seems to hear. My head is turning inside out in ways nobody knows. So me and reality are gonna come to blows. I think I'm blowing my top, and it's my own damn fault. I've been sold a bill of goods. Now I'm out here in the woods. I think I'm blowing my top, and I'm trying to dodge the shots. All the poison aimed at me comes from my own worst enemy. Blowing my top. Think we all might have felt a little bit like that sometime over the past, I don't know, 4 years or so. All right. Bloody, bloody, bloody. That one and this one are pretty heavily Waylon inspired. Gives me a chance to show off my deep baritone This one's called Before the End of the World. Let's go back to where we were before so many wrong turns. Let's go back to a time before the end of the world. You wrote me a list, badly needed repairs. Our home was falling apart. I stormed out the door, but I sat on the porch. You knew I wouldn't get far. And it's easy to put off the work to be done. You hardly notice the long, slow decay. I stepped on the gas with the car in reverse, and you never got in my way. So let's go back to where we were before so many wrong turns. Let's go back to the time before the end of the world. And forget that mindset that there's no way to get back to the old homestead from here. Don't buy that old song about tricks and old dogs. You navigate and I'll steer. Let's go back to where we were before so many wrong turns. Let's go back to a time before the end of the world. Let's go back to a time before the end of the world. Ha ha! I can hit wrong chords on my own songs just as good as I can on other people's songs. This next one, in my head, I imagine Jerry Lee Lewis singing this on one of his country records in the 60s. It's called A Man Walks Into a Bar. A man walks into a bar, defeated by his day. He's heard all the setups and the punchlines. Hey, mister, why the long face? At work or with friends, it just never ends. That's why he walked into this place. You can take a joke just so far before a man walks into a bar. A woman walks into a bar the same time every day. She hates her job at the bank, her husband's a crank, and the kids have all moved away. It's not that she's blind, she just leaves it behind for a couple of hours each day. There's an empty space in her heart, so a woman walks into a bar. The scraps and leftovers, they just won't do. How you gonna act? Sometimes it just gets to you. spirit is bitter and hard to swallow, but it helps me get past the truth. It's either this or smash my guitar. So a man walks into a bar. It's either this or smash my guitar. So a man walks into a bar. That's probably pretty darn short. I like short songs, but I may have to add an instrumental passage when we record that, or an intro or outro or something to pad it a little bit. All right. More tales of misery from the bar room coming up next. But before I play the next song, let me just mention that Joe and I had our first rehearsal with our pal Maggie, who plays stand-up bass, for our little group that we've put together for our Milwaukee and Berwyn shows that are coming up in May. And I would say it went swimmingly. We had a great time, and I think once we get our act together, literally and figuratively, this is going to be a really fun little trio for you guys to come see. So I'm looking forward to unleashing that on the world. Right now the band is just booked as Ramblin' Deano because at the time I booked the gigs, it wasn't a band yet, but I think we got to come up with a name for this. So suggestions welcome, you know. You haven't seen or heard it, but maybe I'll next rehearsal maybe I'll video a little of it and give everybody a little taste. All right, I wrote this I guess first year that I moved to Austin, so it's this one's about 8 years old now. It's how long some of these things can hang around without getting recorded. And this is called The End of Bar Time. If I asked you to stay a while, would you flash that country smile? Or would you reach into your little bag of white lies? If I told you I have bad dreams, would your hand move to my knee? Or would you say you've gotta work in the morning? The clock on the wall says there's time for one more. But is it bar time or the right time, my sweet friend? If I asked you to stay with me, would you start reaching for your keys as you finish your last sip of beer? The clock in my head says this evening can't end. But is it bar time or the right time, my sweet friend? If I asked you to see me through, would it mean any more to you than one more drink till we get to the end of bar time? One more drink till we get to the end of bar time. I sometimes play to audiences of mixed age groups, rarely, but sometimes there are some younger people in the room, and I have to explain to people what bar time is sometimes, but I think you can see from the way the lyrics are written for all these songs that why I don't think they're really Waco Brothers songs. Waco Brothers songs have weird lyrics that nobody understands, not even anyone in the band. But we don't write songs that people can actually figure out. We're too scared. All right. This is a song that I wrote like a relationship song, but it's actually about quitting smoking, which I am more than 3 years beyond now. So that's how long ago this was written, I guess. And this is called "One More Day." So I guess this song could be a good one for people who struggle with addictions of all types, I guess. So, all right. Well, since I put you out, I spend my time accounting. I gauge my bill of health in terms of hours spent without you. When the smoke clears, the pain will go away. Until then, I keep trying to make it through one more day. One more day without wanting you so. One more day without you killing me slow. You've hurt me for so long. Why do I count the hours you're gone until I've made it through one more day? I've had one too many. Old feelings start to surface, and I might crave your company. Your scent on my clothes will fade away. Until then, I'll keep trying to make it through one more day. One more day without wanting you so. One more day without you killing me slow. You've hurt me for so long. Why do I count the hours you're gone until I've made it through one more day? Until I've made it through one more day. One more day, your scent on my clothes will fade away. All of us smokers know that one. Back when they allowed smoking in bars and clubs or whatever, I used to have to hang my clothes outside after a night out in the bars because they smelled so bad that you didn't even want them in the house with you. All right, I'm going to switch up the order of these last two of my songs and do, but both of these kind of center around the East Texas area. This first one is loosely adapted from events that happened in various of Joe's East Texas relatives' lives, and it's called Merlin. And as you know from songs like Jolene, I discovered that not just down south, but a lot down south, there's a female equivalent of most male names. Merle, Merlin, Joe, Jolene, that sort of thing. So that, I don't know. I don't think a song called Merlin will ever be a hit like a song like Jolene was, but but it's, for some reason it actually amused me, the name Merlin, but which is why I went with it. All right, so Merlin. People say the woman is half crazy, with her snuff, her cola, and Jim Beam. No one really knows who pulled the trigger. I got my mind set on Merlin. Got my mind set on Merlin. A tank of gasoline to keep me moving, to keep me warm, a can of kerosene. But when there's nothing left to burn but alcohol, I got my mind set on Merlin. I got my mind set on Merlin. So I leave the old world in ruin, all lit up like an oil refinery. In my head there's a beautiful somewhere. I got my mind set on Merlin. Got my mind set on Merlin. Got my mind set on Merlin. Merlin. Merlin, there you have it. All right. I'm going to finish the set of my songs before we go into the George Jones song with a song I wrote about George Jones. This is my sort of tribute to him. I've played this a bunch of times on the show, and I've explained this a bunch of times, but I'm going to explain it again. George was born in East Texas in an area called the Big Thicket, called so because it's a pine forest. He was born, lived his early life in Saratoga, started playing his first gigs in Blood Bucket Honky Tonks in Beaumont, Texas. In Saratoga, there's sort of an unexplained, mysterious light phenomenon, the light of Saratoga, they call it, which is kind of similar to the Marfa lights, if you've ever heard of that phenomenon out in West Texas. And the road that people see these lights on is referred to as the Ghost Road. So those there's just a little background information so that some of the lyrics might make some sense to you. Maybe it's a bad thing to have to explain songs, but I don't know. I don't think not knowing those things would necessarily ruin someone's enjoyment of this song. It'd just be strange to hear someone singing about the Big Thicket if you didn't know what the Big Thicket was. George Walked with Jesus is what this is called. The beauty and the pain, born in Saratoga, in the swamps, in the pines, not far from Louisiana. All along the Ghost Road, big ticket. George walked with Jesus out in the big thicket. The light of Saratoga that no one can explain. A voice that came from nowhere and everywhere it seemed. Saturday night in Beaumont, playing music for the wicked. Sundays with Jesus out in the big thicket. You don't make enough to fill your cup, cutting down those big old pines. But you'll make a pretty penny in the blood buckets at night. Love and pain stuck in my vein, there's no way for me to kick it. That's why George walked with Jesus out in the big thicket. The light of Saratoga that no one can explain. A voice that came from nowhere and everywhere it seemed. Saturday nights in Beaumont, playing music for the wicked. Sundays with Jesus out in the big thicket. That's why George walked with Jesus out in the big thicket. George walked with Jesus. People are going to start to think I have some sort of obsession with that guy. Maybe I need a nickname like Possum or something. Muskrat. Mole. Oh! That stuff falling off my desk here. That's no good. I gotta get some lyrics up here. All right. So, you know, I played through all those songs that are going to be on my upcoming Honky Tonk album, and I was, you know, real proud of myself. I was like, boy, this, you know, I think I've got a real good set of songs here. And then I get to, you know, I'm chronologically going through George Jones's singles, and I get to this one, and it just like, it's enough to just cut you down to size. As a songwriter, you just suddenly realize, like, yeah, you know, I'm not that good, you know, because this is an absolute top tier A-list plus classic, one of George's absolute top songs. I know I say that about a bunch of them, but this is really top 5 probably. Let's see. I was playing this in D, I think. Yeah. Up above me are the skies, like the twinkle in your eyes. These things are the color of the blues. In the mail your letter came, the ink and paper looked the same. Yes, blue must be the color of the blues. Bluebird sitting in a tree seems to sympathize with me, for he's not singing like he used to do. Pretty waters in the sea feel as cold as you left me. Yes, blue must be the color of the blue. There's a rainbow overhead with more blue than gold or red. Blue must be the color angels' shoes. A blue dress you proudly wore when you left to return no more. Yes, blue must be the color of the blue. Blues days come and blue days go. How I feel nobody knows. Life is mighty empty without you. There's a blue note in each song that I sing since you are gone. Yes, blue must be the color of the blue. Yes, blue must be the color of the blue. Color of the Blues, with a few flubs in there. Hey, that's it for the Brunchstream for today. Thank you, as always, for joining me, everybody. Great seeing y'all. And I hope to see you here on Monday morning, tomorrow morning, for Coffee and a Song. And as always, I want to thank you for your kind tips, donations, subscriptions, purchases of merch from my website, and just for your friendship and camaraderie during these virtual times, which hopefully are about to come to an end. So that is it for today. I'll see you all tomorrow morning, I hope, and have a great Sunday. And I love you all.